Hi girls, I'm going to give you just a very short introduction as to how to use Bubble.us. The first thing you would do is go to bubbl.us for your URL. And once you get there, you will sign in. The account is free. You can see I already have an account. It's under Deborah Moore. I gave myself a password. And so I'm going to sign in right here. Once I sign in, let me show you just a couple things. First of all, what I have on the screen here is another exercise I did. Up in this corner, you will see sheets, and I can open up a new sheet in doing that. Up here, you see the Help button, and it will provide answers to all the questions that you can think of. Over here is a zoom button, which will enable you to zoom this in. And there's also a print and an export button. Let me show you, though, some of the advantages and what you can do with this in terms of creating ideas for your essay. What it does is create little bubbles off the main bubble. If you put your cursor right here and click it, New Child Bubble comes up, as you can see the language, and you click that, and another bubble comes up. And here we have two of them, called siblings. Here is another one, and I can continue to create these. Let me move some around so I have more room here. I can continue to create as many as I want to get my thinking going. Now what I can also do is create bubbles off of these. This is still on this level. Let me do that one more time. Right here. Down here, New Child Bubble. There you go. So whatever this category will be, I could create new ideas off of it. And another one right here, perhaps, off of this, and I can move it. Now what can I do with some of these ideas that I'm thinking of? Okay, start here. I'm going to, let's imagine that I'm going to write an essay just as you are at a time when I had to make a choice between two things. I had a tug on me going this way and a tug on me going that way, and I have my values. I had different values represented by each pull on this line. And something happened when I went away to college when I was 18 years old, where my folks dropped me off, and it was a Sunday, and I had not yet been to church that day. And I was meeting new friends, and my new friends didn't go to church, and they were going to order a pizza. So I was presented with this conflict of ordering pizza with my friends or going to church, as I had been doing every Sunday for just about my entire life. And if I didn't go to church at that particular time, I wouldn't have the opportunity to, because there were no more services that day. So how could I think of recreating this story to make it an interesting narrative that has a conflict, that has characters, that has a setting, that has a theme, so that I can really get to the heart of these matters? I'm going to begin by thinking about the setting, and I'm going to create a bubble for that. And I'm also going to realize that I'm probably going to need some information off of that, some subcategories. And so right away I'm going to give myself those. And so I have room to put them in. I'll just begin with two for the time's sake. And I'm going to think of some of my friends who were there. And one friend was Wendy. She was someone I had just met. I'll put her aside for the moment and think of another friend. And that was Nancy, if I would choose just two. But then as I'm thinking, Wendy and Nancy were really not so much the setting, they were really characters. And so what I need to do is move these down here to create characters. So characters. And that down here would be Nancy and Wendy. And instead, when I go back to the setting, I'm going to think of something else. I'm going to think, what was the weather like that day, and where was I? I was in a dorm room at college, and the room, what else was going on? It was first day of school. And that was also very important. And I would like to think of what that dorm looked like too, because I'm thinking it was very crowded. The dorm room here, I'm going to pull this down just to get an idea here. It was crowded with people, which had a certain feel to it. How did it make me feel, this crowded room? I'm going to move this over. I might put it up here. I would also create a bubble that had something to do with the conflict, because that's one of the most important things that's going on here. And I would also create a bubble that has something to do with the theme of the story, what I'm learning. What did I learn that is a universal experience? Conflict has something to do with me choosing friends, or so it seemed to me at the moment, versus a commitment I had to going to church, which had been part of my life up until then. And so as you can see, you can develop this as much as you want through as many ideas as you would like, and it helps to generate ideas. Once you are finished doing this, I would like you to go to your computer keyboard, and you will find a button that says Print Screen. And if you print screen, you'll get a screenshot of everything you have here. And once you do that, you can save it as a document, and please do that, and then we will use that document in VoiceThread to discuss some of the ideas we're generating. Let me know if you have any questions.